2, 1.
I think that was pretty good.
I didn't hear your clap, but I assume it was fine.
I clapped, so.
Hello, and welcome to the first episode, the pilot episode of the Kellen and Caleb podcast, also known as the Cool Kids Club podcast. Oh yes. That one's getting edited out.
Yes.
So we don't really know what we're gonna talk about, and it's also weird because I guess we can talk about how it feels to make a podcast.
Yeah.
Since this is kind of a throwaway episode.
Yeah, I mean.
Just talk about things that are weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the first thing that's very weird is you're only talking to one person, but you're talking like a lot of people are there.
Yeah. You're only like having a conversation with one person, but everyone else. It's just people listening to your conversation, basically.
Yeah, we have to include everybody else. You listening, you are a valued member of this conversation. The two.
Although you have
that are
zero
hearing
input
this.
into what we talk about, you're a valued member.
Yeah. Valued. You just get to listen to us ramble on and
About whatever.
have incohesive sentences.
Yep.
Speaking of incohesiveness, let's talk about the Buffalo Bills.
Ooh, Bills Mafia.
I don't know.
This is going to
That
be
was a
a
good
sports
transition
podcast.
right there.
Just kidding.
Sports podcast?
Sports.
This is going to be an everything podcast. We don't even know what we're talking
Nope.
about.
Bills Mafia, baby.
We were talking about pizza in the
Yeah,
Discord.
pizza.
Caleb, what's your
Yo,
favorite type of pizza?
Pizza's good, dude. You gotta get the meat lovers with pepperoni, bacon, sausage, and ham, bro. That's where it's at.
The meat lovers from where?
Meat lovers from anywhere. Who cares where it's
Oh,
from?
gotcha. I thought you were going to,
No.
transition into, an advertisement
Nah,
or something.
we don't get paid to do advertisements. This is our first episode.
Well, we got to, advertise for the people we want to sponsor us.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that's how that worked. So,
So, Papa
Papa
John's, if
John-
you're out there, if you're listening,
Papa John's.
we take sponsorships.
Yeah, your pizza slaps, dude.
You don't even have to, actually pay us. You can just deliver us a pizza
Yeah,
every
just
now
give
and
us a
then.
pizza, dude. Send me a small pizza, and I'll talk about you for half an hour.
Papa John's Pizza. We're definitely not sponsored right
No.
now. And this is the first time we've ever actually done this.
Yep. And I don't think we
So-
told anybody except ourselves. Oh, I did tell my parents that's
It's
what I
gonna
was
be
going to be
pretty
doing in my
bad.
room. But other than that,
We're in the middle of a storm. It kind of feels like there's a hurricane going on outside. My roof goes flying off the top of the house. Might
yeah. So
happen.
if Colin just stops
Yes.
talking and all you hear is wind, then we know what happens.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem
So
that bad in
Caleb-
town, but that's because there's houses around me.
What
What's
have you
up?
been up to these days?
School basically. That's about it. Well, before that, it was soccer and work. Every day was basically just
Yeah.
wake up, work out, go to do school, go to practice, work, go to work, and then come home and go to sleep. But now that work is done and soccer is done, I'm kind of bored nonstop.
So, what are your thoughts about no basketball?
Well, we don't know that there's no basketball yet. Don't say that yet. Don't make me start crying on the
Wow.
first podcast.
We're getting into our feelings.
No, there's still a chance. I mean, they just haven't. I don't even. When are winter sports that they're approving even going to start? I don't even. Have they given them a start date?
I have no idea.
I know
yet.
that
feel like
modified. I
it's-
know that modified swimming has started because my sister's doing that. But I don't know. Like,
yeah,
when's?
I've-
Are we using other people's names? Can we use other people's names in this?
I wouldn't.
Okay.
I don't know.
So when's
Just not like.
So if I just say the first letter, you'll know who I'm talking about. When does P start swimming? Has he told you that?
I have no idea.
Because they
I
did
think
clear, right? Because he
everything-
wouldn't shut up about it.
Yeah.
Well, it
I don't know.
doesn't
I
transfer
think
through water,
everything
so.
Starts at the last week in November.
Okay.
and I'm pretty sure there's no wrestling or
Well,
basketball.
yeah,
I'm,
they
I'm very
haven't,
sorry to
because those
say
are high
that.
risk. Those are
Yeah.
high risk, so they
And
haven't.
I mean, cases are going up and everything.
Yeah, they're high risk, so they haven't cleared them yet. But I mean, they're still. Honestly, I don't think they're going to clear wrestling. Like, there's no way that they can clear. Like, to me, that just doesn't
Yeah,
make
that's not
sense.
gonna happen.
But basketball, I think there's a small chance.
Mm-hmm.
I have heard some people say that it might be in the spring, which would be really dumb to me. I don't understand how that would work because they make it impossible. That makes it
Well, they're
impossible to be a
putting
true
every
sport
single
athlete.
sport in the
Like,
spring.
what
That's
if
what
you
it
play
sounds like.
football, basketball, or wrestling, and like baseball or track? Now you gotta choose one of them. Yeah, you'd have to choose one, and it would every single like all the teams would be done for. Like you would not have enough players.
Yeah, I know, which is kind of dumb. But what else are they gonna do about
Exactly.
it?
Yeah.
I guess as a group of like people, we'll have to make a decision on what sports we're gonna play and which ones we're not.
They would have to
but
figure out
I'm
which ones
sure-
would get the most.
Yeah.
Leverage or whatever.
I'm sure that's gonna mess up all the leagues and
Oh yeah,
everything.
it would mess up everything because every school's got to play the same one. Like you can't just have half the
Mhm.
schools not play football and the other half not play basketball.
Yeah. So, I was asked by a high-ranking member of the administration if I was going to do swimming, and I thought that was very funny because I cannot swim. I can barely float, so I'm not.
Oh yeah, you told me. You told me about that. Yeah, I remember that.
I'm not up for competitive swimming too much.
My dad's been trying to get me to do swimming. He's asked me a couple times, and I'm like, dude, no. He goes, well, you considered it. You considered it once, like in 7th grade. I was like, yeah, that was in 7th grade when I thought that being a 5-sport athlete would be cool.
I think you'd be alright at it.
No, I'm not swimming. I'm not swimming.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
Well, here's the funny thing. Individual swimming is low risk, but if you do a relay, that's moderate risk.
Well, then they're probably just not doing relays. They probably haven't cleared relays.
No, they have, but it's just funny because you don't actually touch anybody during the relays. I mean, the person jumps over you into the water.
Yeah, so. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it couldn't spread through the water, though. Like, I
don't
didn't-
know. Can anything spread through the water?
No, but, like, the other thing is the lanes can't be side by side either. You're going to have to put a...
They're not letting them do that?
There's no way that you can because you can't wear a mask in the water. You can't wear a mask in the water. So when you get out of the water, if you're lane by lane, side by side, that's not 6 feet. So you're going to have to...
Yeah, I guess so.
Or even when you're not, like... But... And it's... Oh, I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like, you're coming up to breathe in the water. You're coming out of the water to breathe. I don't know.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I gotcha.
they said that it's fine, so I guess it's fine, but I don't understand it at all.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, let's transition away from sports because I'm sure not too many people actually care that much.
No, probably not. The 5 people that will listen to this.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing lots of editing.
Yeah.
Editor, insert, I don't know, random sound effect right here. Monkey noises. Oh yeah, those are some good monkey noises. Thank
Great
you.
monkey noises.
I'm probably talking to myself right now. If you want to be an editor, you will work for free. We'll link your YouTube channel in the description of every podcast. That's all we're paying you.
Yep.
Paying you with clout. Thank you.
Give you
So-
so if any of the 5 people that follow us don't follow you, then there's a chance that they would go and follow you. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's not sell ourselves short. I mean, I think it'll be at least 6 or 7.
Oh, 6.
I mean,
Yeah,
including
you're right.
us
You're
too.
right. Yeah.
so.
Oh yeah, because I'm gonna subscribe to it. Obviously. Forgot about that. That's my bad.
But okay, I think we should talk about the new Xboxes and
New
PlayStations.
Xbox and PlayStation. Are you gonna pick one up?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm gonna pick one up for a while
Wait a
because I
little
just
bit,
want
yeah.
one for college.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
I'm
I'm
probably gonna get the Series S, but I don't know, the smaller one.
the Xbox.
Yeah.
If I got
I don't
one, I
know.
end up getting the PS5. I'm a PS guy. I'm a PS
Yeah.
guy. So
I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter anymore now since everything's going to be crossplay.
exactly. So I mean, but I'm more. I've had. Well, I started with the PS2. Don't get too jealous. Nobody out there. I did. I'm not trying to flex or anything, but I did start with a PS2, and then for Christmas a couple of
Skip the
years ago.
PS3.
No, I skipped. Yeah, I skipped that. I went right to the PS4, and I've had that for about I'd say 2 years maybe, a little more than that maybe. I don't know.
Got in the game late, but
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
that's
worth
fine.
it.
I started with the Wii before the PS2. I had the Wii. The Wii was the
Oh,
OG.
yeah.
The Wii.
I think everybody started with
The
the
Wii's
Wii.
the
At
Wii
least
was the
our
original.
generation.
The Wii was.
We were all raised on the Wii.
But I'm thinking about. I mean, I don't really. What's the average price of the PS5? Because I mean, I've seen like people buying it for 1,000. I've seen people copping it for 400. So I don't really know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if you wait a while, it'll go back
That's
to
what-
like regular
Yeah,
4 or 500.
that's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking I might wait a little bit, and then I'd buy that and just like buy that for college, like next summer maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking
'cause
by
it seems
that
like
time I might
everybody's
go
going
down
crazy.
a little bit. So I might,
I mean, are you more of a disc guy or do you like your stuff like downloaded?
I'm kind of 50-50 because I got a lot of my stuff. I didn't actually go online. I had it for like half a year before I actually went online, before I actually connected
Yeah.
it and played online stuff. So I had all like the sports games. So I got a lot of disc stuff, and I still buy some disc stuff. But I bought the PS Plus or whatever, the online thing, and you get like 2 free games a month for that. So I've got a bunch of those games
Yeah.
downloaded. I've downloaded a couple games here and there, but if I buy a game, I download it, but if someone else buys a game for me, then it's a disc.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of how I am too. I mean, I use my computer most of the time, so just about everything I'm downloading. But like on my Switch or my Xbox, I'd always buy the
Nintendo
discs just
Switch.
because. Oh yeah, Nintendo Switch. That's where it's at. Speaking of which, my sister stole it, so it's currently 8 hours away.
she
and I'm
stole
not
it and
sure if
brought
I'll
it to
ever see
college?
again. Oh, I gave it to her, but
then
kind
why
of
did you
unwillingly.
say she stole it? That's lying then. We don't lie on here. This is a truth circle.
I'm sorry. I was just using a bit of hyperbole,
Oh,
but
yeah,
whatever.
Sure thing.
So you getting my vocab words
Oh,
in
yeah.
there? So anyway, what I was saying was just because my Wi-Fi is so bad, I don't really download games. But I think in college it won't matter. And that's really why I'm looking forward to college. Good Wi-Fi.
Have you applied yet?
Make life a whole lot easier. Yeah, I applied early. I don't hear back until the middle of December. So 1 month. We'll see.
Nice. I went on a virtual college tour yesterday, actually. Yeah, that was.
Oh yeah, how's that?
It was so dumb. It was the longest and most boring, unuseful waste of 4 hours of my life.
It was 4
It's
hours.
4 hours. It started
Jeez.
at 10, and there were a bunch of like the president did something. It's like a virtual, so the president talked, and then it went on to like breakout sessions. So like you went off to like your certain whatever subject or whatever you're going into, and then a student panel. Some girl gave a Google Maps tour, which was so dumb.
Really?
It was like
How did they do that?
she just shared her screen, and then just went through Google Maps, and like
Oh, it was legit.
it was
Google
legit
Maps.
Google Maps. I mean, some of the stuff they had actual
That's
pictures
hilarious.
for. Like they showed inside the dorms, they showed inside the meal, whatever, the halls and stuff, inside the library, computer labs, some of the rooms, but all the outside stuff was just Google Maps. And it was like, I'm not getting anything out of this.
That's very weird.
Huh?
That's very weird. I'm not sure if I would like that.
I was so dumb. But no, that's the one. That's for the one school that's like 6 hours away, and then the closer one that I'm looking at, I'm gonna go do an actual one on Friday, so that should be better.
Yeah, because they're opening up now, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, they've
Letting
been.
people in. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been doing. I was gonna do an actual in-person one for the one that I did yesterday, but it's just so far away that it's like, why drive? Why
Yeah.
drive 6 hours and it's 6 hours. It's like 6.5 hours away. So I was like, why drive 6 hours out there just to do it for a couple hours and then drive back?
Getting a little mini vacation.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'll do. I'll do that in the spring. If I get accepted, I'll apply. If I get accepted, and if I still want to go there, then I'll go out there and actually go on campus and then make my decision.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. That's what I'm doing with a lot of schools,
Mm-hmm.
but we'll see.
Are you gonna take any actual college tours or?
I took a couple last summer,
Yeah, we.
so yeah. I mean, I haven't done any since last summer, but I mean, I don't like them too much.
No, they're.
It's kind of yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of a waste of time. But I mean, whatever. A lot of times I'll get instead of going on like a full campus tour, I'll just do like the specific department I'm interested
Mhm.
in. And I like that a lot better because you actually like meet the professors or like the dean or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's nice. But I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of what. Yeah.
So, okay, we'll transition into this since we're talking about colleges. What do you want to do in college?
What do you mean? What I want to do? Like, what do I want to study, or what do I want to like?
Yeah, like what do you want to
Oh,
study?
I'm
What's
studying.
the
I'm
future?
going to most likely I'll go into like broadcast journalism and public and media relations.
So that's like part of the reason why we're doing this, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, that and the fact that we've just kind of juggled the idea for a couple of years and finally we're like, screw it, we'll do it.
Let's
Let's
do
do
it.
it.
We're bored in the house, and we're in the house
Yes,
bored.
sir. No, but
That's how
yeah,
it
so
be.
I'll go for both of the schools I'm looking at have big like radio, newspaper, TV stations. So I'll go
Mhm.
there and hopefully be able to get in front of the camera, or write in the newspaper, stuff like that, and
Yeah.
go from there, I guess.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
interesting.
what about you?
So I want to do like something with computer science or whatever, which I mean that also kind of works out
Yeah, it
here
ties into
because
this a little bit with editing and stuff, I guess.
yeah, a little bit. So I think this would be fun and something good to do. And even if we don't have something to talk about, whatever, it's still worth
Yeah.
it.
Who cares?
So what are your plans with like? I mean, I'm just spitballing here, but like with this whole thing, where do you want to take it? Do you want to like grow
This?
like a public persona or something like
The
that, or
podcast?
yeah,
I
like do
mean,
you
I
want to
guess we'll
become like
see.
something
I
big?
guess we'll see who's interested in it. I mean, if we get enough people that are interested in it and we can grow a little bit, then I could see us keeping this going. I mean, that's what I was thinking about yesterday. I was like, is this gonna be just like a until we go to college thing, or is this like if it grows, then we could continue in college? You
Yeah, I
know,
mean, I think it'd be fun to do in college,
keep us in touch.
especially since we're most likely going
Yeah,
different
we'll
places.
keep
Yeah,
us in touch. Um,
yeah, that'd be
I
good.
feel
And
like
we,
I
I
feel
mean, we
like
could
then
always add
we'll
other
have
people.
more to talk about too. Then we'll have a lot more.
Oh
We'll
yeah,
be like,
for
yo,
real.
guess what I did yesterday?
Yeah,
Um,
I think that'd be
yeah.
fun.
So I mean, if we can get enough people to listen to it, and we can get it out there, and it doesn't just get like absolutely shut down by everybody,
Yeah,
which is another
that's
reason.
probably
Which
the
is
big thing.
another reason why I am really glad that I'm not going to school right now and I'm doing online because I cannot even imagine. Like I can just already feel the incoming hate that people are gonna be throwing.
Yeah, I mean, so talking about online schooling and all that,
Sucks.
how's that going?
It sucks. It's so hard.
It sucks. Worse than actual school.
Some aspects. It really you got to look at it. There's pros and cons. Pros, it's pretty easy to cheat. Don't tell anyone, but you know.
Well,
You know.
editor, edit that
Yeah,
out.
you know. It's a little easier. The teachers definitely give you more of like a more slack.
I mean, I think everybody went through it all last year, so we all kind of have an idea.
Yeah.
But like,
Well, last year
I
was a
mean,
little
it's
bit
gotta
different.
be
Last year
weird.
was
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't give us any other than the work that we did like in the classes, there was no other work that we had to do. Like there was nothing extra. There was so much less work on our plates. It was so easy last year. It's a little bit different now. I mean, it's still a little bit easier, but I mean, I found it hard to focus in school sometimes. Like I'd be sitting there in math class and just start zoning out, you know? Any class really, I just
Yeah.
start zoning out. it's so much more difficult because I got it set up on my Chromebook, and my phone's just sitting there. So like, why not just start watching TikTok or something? So
Yeah,
I'm just
that was a
completely,
big
I'm not
problem with
paying
me.
attention. I have no clue what's going on. And then like, people are like, oh, but you can just like do your notes during the test. It's like, yeah, but I don't know what any of this means. I don't know what I'm reading because I didn't pay
Yeah,
attention.
that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, is it also weird, like, having people who are actually in the classroom and, like, having to talk to them and stuff?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
is
really
that
have to
not a
talk
big
to them that
thing?
much though. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not very often. I think in science class, every once in a while we'll do a lab, and
Mm-hmm. Oh, that would be
I have to
weird.
talk to them. But literally, what it was is they set up the Chromebook, like right in front of them, and then they did the lab. And you know how like you have to write down the notes and the like the data and stuff. They just wouldn't write down
Yeah.
data, and they just tell me the data, and I put it into a Google Doc and send it to them. Like that's all I
Oh,
did.
that's not that
I
bad.
just sat there and they told me data and I wrote it down. That's it. Like that's all I had to do.
Huh.
So that was pretty easy.
Sounds
I
pretty
got lab
nice.
credits for that. Like I got lab credits for that, and it's just like this is so easy. How's how is from your point of view school with the pandemic and everything?
I mean, for us at least, since we're doing all online, I mean, not all online, all in person, it's a lot easier than I expected it to be. Nothing's really changed all that much. And at least, like, the only real big difference is you have to sit further away from people, or you have to remember to keep your mask on. But I mean, even that's not hard.
Yeah.
Like, it's second nature by now.
You get
So, like,
you get to take them off when you're sitting though, right?
yeah, when we're sitting, we can take them off or whatever. And, I mean, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's just kind of weird having to yell across the table in lunch to people.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I
Yeah.
FaceTimed you that first day, and I was like, so it was incredibly loud in there.
Yeah, it's
It
very
was, yeah.
weird, but I mean, everything else is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
So, I kind of like it because not too much has really changed. It's not like, crazy.
Yeah.
But also, the things that have changed are like things that like you go to school your senior year and you're like, oh my goodness, I can't wait for homecoming,
Yeah,
or I
but
can't wait for
yeah, I
prom
was
or
gonna go into
football
that.
games.
We didn't get a homecoming. We don't get to go
Yeah.
to our sporting events. We probably won't have many sporting events. We probably won't get a prom. We probably won't get a senior trip. I mean,
Mm-hmm. Okay, so here's the big thing. Um, there was recently a poll sent out. Did you see the poll
yes.
about prom and senior
Yeah,
trip?
we got to decide between she sent it to all seniors, right? Yeah. So to
Yeah.
all seniors, there were two options. You could either all the money that we had gathered over fundraising and stuff these past 4 years could either go towards a prom and it's our prom only, or we could put a little money towards the prom and it'd be ours and the juniors prom, and the rest we'd put towards like a small senior trip or something. The thing about that though is none of those are gonna happen. Neither of those are gonna actually
I
happen.
think he said it backwards. I think he said it backwards.
What do you mean?
You said that it would just be our prom. It was
If we put
our
all of
senior
our
trip.
yeah, one of the options was if we put
Yeah.
all of our money, it'd be our prom.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
And then if it's or
Oh,
we
I
put
didn't
just a
actually
little
fill
bit
it
of money
out.
towards and we split the prom with them.
Yeah, or we could do all of our money for senior trip.
Yeah.
And then let the juniors take all the prom stuff.
Which
So,
would
I mean,
which I don't like that idea
personally
because
would like the senior trip.
well, yeah, I'd like to go on a senior trip, but especially with this stuff going on, if we do get one, it's going to be in state. I don't think it's going to be
Yeah,
anywhere
I
far.
mean,
So I
whatever.
don't think it's going to be too expensive. So then we can.
Well, you want to know what I think would be awesome? I think that we should like rent out like a ski resort for like a week or something like that.
Somewhere, yeah.
That would be awesome. I mean, we could go to the
Yeah, go to
Adirondacks
the
or something,
Adirondacks.
whatever.
But the thing is, we usually take that in the spring, so we'd have to take it sooner.
Yeah, that's the one thing. But I mean, like, even if we do have a prom, it's gonna be so
Oh
weird.
yeah, it's not gonna. I don't even know where we do it. Like, is there a place big enough for us all? Unless we did it outside, which would actually not be that.
Yeah, or we'd all have to be like spread out.
And
Yeah,
outside,
I think doing an
no,
outside
don't
prom
they
would be
do?
awesome.
They've done like homecoming on fields before, on like their football field or whatever. I feel like that would
I
be
think that
kind of
would be
cool.
awesome. But I mean, like, if you're dancing with somebody, you'd have to wear your mask. Even if you're allowed to dance with somebody, who knows?
Yeah, I don't know if they'd want like
um,
actual. touching, dancing. Yeah, so no
who
twerking
knows?
on anybody anymore.
Oh, it's real sad. That was my
I know,
plans.
yeah, I bet it was.
I've been practicing
Practicing your
breaking
twerking.
it down. Yeah. I have 30 minutes of recording.
You do.
Do you think that there's 20 salvageable minutes within that, or do you
I mean,
think
I'm
we
at
should
30.
record some
I'm
more?
at almost 31. What we
Yeah,
started
I've
we
just got to
started like
31.
3 minutes in probably after I pressed it. So yeah, we could find
Yeah, I
20
think so.
minutes of that.
I don't know. We should do one
One
more
more
topic.
topic?
See how that goes.
Okay.
One or two. See where that takes us.
And then we'll just go from there.
Whatever.
All right. So what's that topic gonna be? Let's see.
Sports.
We
Football.
already talked about sports. No, we kind of didn't.
Yeah, I know. We already talked about sports.
Well, yeah, we talked about high school.
Oh, we talked about like school sports. We didn't talk
We could
about
go into
professional
we
sports.
could go into professional.
If you guys have any, if people listening to this, if you have any suggestions about names or topics or anything, just let us know.
Yeah, we don't actually have a
Um,
name for this podcast yet. This is just called
Yeah.
Caleb and Kellen podcast, or Kellen and Caleb podcast.
Pretty much. I mean, I'm sure we'll have something by the end of this before we post anything.
Yeah,
but, like,
we'll put
let us
something
know.
dumbed down, but
Open to suggestions. I don't know. We'll have to start like a social media team. And
yeah,
everything.
we'll throw this. What you said we're gonna throw this on SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.
We can put that on YouTube.
YouTube.
Starting.
So you can leave comments or whatever, and we'll probably like make like a Twitter or Instagram
Yeah, we can make a
page
Twitter
or
and
something,
Instagram stuff like that.
and then you can just let us know on those.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Be interesting. Okay, so how about them
How
Bills?
about them Bills? They got a game today against the Arizona Cardinals.
What are your picks for the game?
My picks for the game. Well, I'm gonna take the Bills any day. Taking the Bills.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bills,
I
yeah.
think their defense continues to like. They played really good defense against Seattle last week. I mean,
Mhm.
especially that's an elite offense right there. Elite offense,
Yeah,
and they got 4 takeaways on Russell Wilson, 2 fumbles and 2 interceptions.
Yeah,
I mean,
if they keep forcing those turnovers, then they're golden.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's what's really been holding them back is their defense. But if the defense can step up and force those turnovers, we win games.
so I mean, I think if their defense can continue to kind of roll with what they had going last week, then I mean, Arizona's another good offensive team. Got another good. I mean, Kyler Murray's not bad. They got Hopkins obviously going. So, I think
But I mean, look,
I did see that
they just lost.
what'd you say?
I mean, you go ahead. You go
I
ahead.
did see that our secondary lost a couple. I mean, Josh Norman was
Yeah.
out. I think Levi Wallace is out too. So that kind of doesn't really help our secondary too much, but and I don't.
But I mean,
Who's their running
the
back?
Cardinals did just lose to the Dolphins.
They did, but the
so
Dolphins
we beat
are suddenly.
But the Dolphins have gotten better.
But the Dolphins
Yeah,
have suddenly
they've gotten
been
better.
going uphill a little bit. I don't know what's been going on with them, but
I don't know. Wild card spot
yeah.
right there.
Who is their running back? Kenyon Drake.
Kenyon Drake and Chase Edmonds.
Yeah, I mean that's the only defensive wise. That's the only problem we've really had this year is the rushing game. But I mean Drake
Yeah.
isn't. I mean Drake and Edmonds aren't anybody that I'm too concerned about.
Look, I got Hopkins and Edmonds and Kirk on my fantasy team.
Oof. You have
I didn't
Kirk
start
on your
Kirk, but
fantasy
I have
team?
2
Oh, he's a
people.
wide receiver. Okay.
Yeah.
Is he
I
really that
picked him
good?
up. He was available.
Has he been doing that good?
He did good last game because Hopkins did absolutely nothing,
Oh, yeah.
which I was kind of mad about.
Which hopefully
because
we do that
at the
again.
beginning of the year, I drafted DeAndre Hopkins and Amari Cooper, and we all know what's going on with Amari
He's
Cooper. So.
no, yeah. Oh my gosh, staying on fantasy just for a minute. We'll just stay on this for a second. My fantasy team is absolute garbage right now, like terrible. I'm
even though you're first
in
in the league.
I'm in first place in our league. I'm 7-2, but injuries have been killing me.
Here's what I did, which I'm pretty proud of. I don't know why, but Jarvis Landry was available, so I picked him up, and I'm like, OBJ is out for the season.
Oh yeah.
So Jarvis Landry might be making some.
How
moves.
was
That's
Jarvis
all I'm
Landry
saying.
available? You picked him up in the draft
I
or in
don't
free
know.
agency?
Free agency.
When?
He was just there, like this
What?
week. I was like,
Oh,
okay,
someone probably
yeah,
dropped him, that's
feels
why.
bad. Yeah,
Someone probably
but I
dropped
mean,
him.
I got
That's
him,
dumb.
so
You have Rob Gronkowski.
yeah.
Why?
No, okay, my tight end situation is so
Well,
bad.
yeah, but
Rob
Smith played
Gronkowski
pretty
scored a
good.
bunch of touchdowns. Yeah, but I didn't start him because he got 1 point for the past 5 weeks.
That's
So it
tough.
feels bad.
Yo, I
And
put AJ.
don't
I
listen
put
to me
AJ
for
Brown in
fantasy
this week,
advice.
and he came out with like 2 points because he put up 18 last week.
Yeah. Well, the Colts are number one in the division
I
now,
don't know
right?
how, because they played
Yeah,
trash
I
teams.
mean,
Have you seen their schedule? Have you looked at the teams that they've actually played?
no, you can say the same thing about the Steelers. I mean, if
The
anybody's a Steeler
Steelers.
fan listening to this, I'm sorry, but
Well, I have
you
I
guys
have
have
more
the easiest
respect for the
schedule in the
Steelers than I do
league.
for the Colts.
They have the easiest schedule in the
I
league.
mean, the
And they
Broncos at the
almost
beginning of the
lost
year. At
to
the
a
beginning of the
practice
year, the
squad.
Broncos were
Yeah.
respectable, and they beat the Broncos. Um, they beat the Titans.
Okay,
They
yeah.
beat the Titans and the Ravens. Those are also two respectable teams. I mean, the Ravens are, in my opinion, not that great. They're
Yeah, the
they're
Ravens are
overrated,
worse
but
this
they're
year.
still a solid team.
Yeah, about it.
Bills though, back to the Bills though.
Back to the
Back
Bills,
to the
though.
Bills.
We went on a very long tangent.
Yes, we
right
did.
there.
Back to the Bills. They've only
I see the
lost. They lost
Bills.
to the Titans and the Chiefs. Two games that just seemed like they couldn't do. Their offense couldn't do anything.
Yeah, I think the Bills' worst enemy is a bad Josh Allen.
Yes.
And the Bills'
When
best
Josh
friend
Allen
a
is
good
playing
Josh
good,
Allen.
like against, and I mean, I understand where you're coming from. When I'm about to say this, I understand where people are coming from. When they see the Seahawks defense isn't that bad, but Josh Allen played amazing against the Seahawks. And
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I guess they haven't really played, and even against the Rams, I think the Rams are probably one of the best defenses that they've played yet this year. And he went off.
Yeah, I mean, the Rams are a good
Playing
team.
amazing. They are. They're.
I think we just have to hold it together for the entire time.
I mean, what do we have coming up? We got the Cardinals.
Okay.
then the Chargers.
Yeah, here's the schedule. I'll read it off to you, and we'll make our picks.
All
Okay.
right.
We got the Cardinals today. I think
I
that's
got
a
the
dub.
Bills. Yeah, that's dub.
The Chargers.
That's dub.
That's a dub. And that's coming off a bye week, so we'll be rested.
Yep.
That's a dub. The Niners. That's a dub.
I
The
could.
Steelers. That's a dub. Wait, look, the Niners.
I could
they're
see.
bad
Let's
this
let's
year.
let's stay on the
Everybody's
Niners
hurt.
for a second.
Everybody's hurt.
Niners-
Everybody's got COVID.
I know, but when I think are they going to be back? Is their defense going to be back? Because if their defense is back, that's going to be tough for us. Their offense, our defense can shut down that offense. But if their defense comes back,
No, because who's their secondary?
I don't know. I have no clue.
Yeah, I mean,
Jonathan
I don't think
Taylor.
that there's.
Not Jonathan. Jamar
I
Taylor.
don't think they're even close to as good as they were last year.
No, they're not.
Everybody on their team is injured.
Okay,
or
so
has
I'll take
COVID.
that one as a
I
dub.
think that's an easy win. Yeah.
Steelers
okay, so
though.
then we play the Steelers. That'll be
Which-
a close game because they have a really good defense.
And that's coming off a close
But,
week.
I
That's
mean, we
coming
beat
off
them
a
last
short
year.
week too. We play Monday night against the 49ers,
force-
and then we play Sunday against the
Yeah.
Steelers. So that's coming off. Sunday is it is a primetime game though. That's a night game.
2 primetime games in
Two
a row.
primetime games
If
in a
we
row.
force the turnovers, then I think we're good. I don't know.
Our offense,
think we can
if
win
if
that
our
game.
defense can, yeah.
Because Josh Allen's a lot smarter with the ball
Mm-hmm.
than he was last year. And if we get our run game going, I think that's a dub.
Then
So
we
then
got
we
the
got-
Broncos. That one says TBA right now. I
That's-
don't know why, but
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on there. But
I think that's a dub.
I could
Easy.
see a
don't
dub
even
there.
care.
Patriots and Dolphins. We're gonna lose one of
I
those.
think those could go either way.
Both-
Yeah,
we're gonna lose one of them.
But I think that
I don't know which one.
they're both winnable games.
They're both winnable, but
one
the
of them
problem
we're
is,
gonna
you know,
lose.
I mean, if we beat the Patriots, so let's say we somehow win out. So that's 1, 2,
Mhm.
3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, that puts us sitting at like, what, 13-2? If we win out, yeah.
14-2. 14-2.
No, if we win out, other than the Dolphins, I mean, up to
Oh,
week
yeah. I think
17. So then
I
that puts
think
us at 13-2.
we'll
We're
go-
not gonna start everybody against the Dolphins.
Yeah. I mean, unless we're going for the number 1 spot. But who knows? We can get the 1 seed in the AFC. That'd be pretty nice.
That would be really nice. I don't know how plausible that is, though. I mean, we got the Steelers and the Chiefs are currently in our way.
Yeah. Okay, so how about this? I heard that if games keep getting rescheduled and people keep getting COVID, that they might do a 16-team
Yep.
bracket for the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. What? That's just
So much can go
it's just
wrong
adding
in a
one more
football
team,
game.
right? Just adding one more because they already added up to 7. They already have 7 teams right now. So that's just adding one more.
Yeah.
So right now that would just add that would have the Browns in for the AFC and the Bears in for the NFC. But that wouldn't there'd be no bye. There would be no first round bye either.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
the
I
only
think that's how it's
that's
gonna
the
work.
only thing that I don't like is that the fact that there'd be no
But
first round bye.
I'm not sure if I like that. Well, because, I mean, there's too much that can go wrong in a football
Yeah.
game where, like, you might have an 8 seed upset the 1 seed or something.
But
Like, that's
that
not
does make
supposed
it
to
interesting
happen.
though. I
Yeah,
always
until the 8 seed
personally
gets blown
I know
out.
some people love it. Personally, I hate when you got anything, really anything. You got March Madness, the NBA, NFL, even NHL or MLB. I hate when there are 2 1 seeds in the finals. I hate it. There's
Yeah.
got to be at least
But
something. There's got to
you
be at
also,
least a
like,
2 seed in there.
I mean, if you have a team, like, say the Chiefs, and, like, they can beat everybody.
They can beat anybody,
I
yeah.
don't know. If you have a team like the Chiefs and they can beat everybody, but then they get upset, and then the team that beat them gets blown out, that doesn't make too much sense to me.
It's how it works, man. That's how it works. That's what makes it fun.
I guess so.
What makes it fun.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like, look at last year. Like, sometimes there's teams that make the playoffs that don't even deserve to make the playoffs, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. Well,
I mean, like,
you're looking
if you have the NFC championship.
if you're looking at the
team,
NFC East, that's where that comes
Yeah,
into play.
NFC
The
East,
NFC
nobody should
East,
go
the
there.
Eagles, Washington, Dallas, and New York Giants. None of those teams deserve to be. I mean, if you look at New York, they're one or 2 games away from the first pick, and they're 1 game away from being in the playoffs. Like, that should not be happening.
Yeah.
That shouldn't
which
be
is so
happening.
dumb. But I mean, even when you have good teams, like last year, the NFC Championship was, what was it, the Packers and the Niners?
Yeah.
And then the Packers got absolutely demolished.
The Niners
I
weren't that.
don't-
The Niners were good last year, though. Their defense was unstoppable last year. Like, their defense, there weren't many offenses that could go head to head with that defense, except Kansas City, obviously, as we saw.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think they should just cut out the NFC East and not let them go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
That'd be nice.
Every team in that division is just garbage, absolute garbage.
All right. Let's stop talking about football.
All right.
And because that was like 15 minutes of football.
Yeah, that
right
was.
there.
All right, so let's end this thing.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I already said it, but I'll say it again. If you guys have any suggestions for topics or names or something you think's interesting, let us know. Give us some feedback about how everything sounds and whatever. I mean, this is our first time using Discord or recording our voices or anything like that, so we'll see how
I
it
mean,
goes.
we both have mics, so it shouldn't be too bad. But
Yeah, and we'll just see how editing goes and all that. So.
Yeah, speaking of editing, as we said in the beginning, if you are into editing or you have edited anything, send us a text or whatever. I don't know. How are they gonna?
Yeah.
How do we let them get into contact with us? Are we gonna put our Instagrams
We'll have like
on here?
our. Yeah, we'll make accounts.
Yeah,
and stuff
we'll
for
make
the
Instagram,
podcast.
Twitter accounts, stuff like that. So this stuff will be up.
You could reach out there. Or
We
you can
need.
email us or whatever.
We do need.
We'll make an
We
email.
do need a name though, because how are they gonna find us on YouTube? We need a temporary name. We gotta come up with a temporary name right
Yeah,
now.
we're gonna have a temporary name, and then it'll probably suck, but you can suggest like other names for us.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, it's been lit.
All right. Yeah. So
How-
yeah, but
How are we gonna end this?
I don't know. How do you want to end it? Just say
Okay.
bye.
I did the intro. You do the outro.
You did do the intro. I'm not good at this stuff though. All right. Well, that's been the podcast. Thank you for listening.
The podcast.
The podcast, not a podcast. The podcast. So thank you
Alright.
for listening. My name is Caleb.
My name's Colin.
And goodbye.
And we'll catch you guys next time.
Alrighty.